this person's going to be discharged tomorrow, and
Oh, wow.
we need
Yeah,
to
just
find a
like-
place
yeah.
for her. We were able to send her virtual tours of the different communities, and then so that when she did come into town, she only had to look at one or two, and she actually moved in the next day.
Wow. Hi, welcome to Ask the Expert. Here is another episode where we talk about finances and everything else senior-related topics. Hi, I'm David. I'm with Senior Life Publication, the publisher of a free resource that you can find throughout the Tampa Bay market.
And I'm Stephen Halstead, also with Senior Life Publications. And if you haven't already picked up a copy of our magazine that you can find locally at Winn-Dixie, the libraries, the Village Inns, and if you don't have it mailed to you for a free subscription, then you can find it digitally on our webpage, which is seniorlifepublications.com. So there's lots of ways to get the magazine. Otherwise, you can call one of us, David or I, and we can get it to you. So there's too many reasons for you not to have the magazine. So we're back here in lovely Largo Central Park on this beautiful day. And if you are an avid reader of the magazine, you're going to recognize our guest today because he is one of our advertisers. And you might see him this month as our client spotlight. But anyway, Jason, welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
All right.
It's a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day. So Jason, tell everybody that's watching who you are and a little bit about what you do.
My name is Jason Davidson. I'm with Oasis Senior Advisors, and I provide a free placement service for seniors and their families to help them find the right independent living, assisted living, or memory care community for them.
That's huge.
So Jason, can you go over a little bit more of your certification? Why is it important to have that, or a little bit more of why it's important for someone to seek you out when they're finding placements?
Sure. I am a certified senior advisor, and that's a designation that I received through extensive study and then passing a pretty tough exam that covers the healthcare, social, financial issues that seniors face today. And then we have to maintain that status through continuing education, so we're always current on the senior topics.
And I think it's really important. I don't think people really understand what that is or why it's important, because you do understand the challenges facing seniors. And like you said, there's so many categories as far as financial, health, and all those types of things. So it gives you a better understanding. So your job is to help the family or the individual really make a good decision so that they're not just stuck at home, maybe not safe, or and don't know what the next steps are. So, what's that process like?
Yeah, so we really take a lot of time to get to know our seniors and their families, get to know the situation. What is the health issues? What's the financial picture look like? What are the things that they like to do? What did they used to do? And getting that understanding so that we're not just handing them a list of places and saying, here, go have at it. We're actually guiding them through the whole process. I'll actually schedule the tours with the communities for them. I'll go on the tours with them and just kind of hold their hand through the whole process. My main job is just to educate them as to what their options are, and so that they can make an informed decision for their
And this is at no cost to the family.
Right. This is a free service because I get compensated by the communities. They pay me a referral fee when I bring them residents. So my clients don't ever pay me a dime.
Yeah, and that's really important because they don't really, I think, understand. And like you said, I think half the things that you probably talk to them about is just really educating them in the whole process of going from soup to nuts, and then actually at the end have them convert into perhaps a resident. But tell us a little bit about, because of COVID happening, has that really been sort of, I guess, with everything involving healthcare, a boomerang, or you seeing it coming back a little bit about a little bit more interest with your business?
Absolutely. Last year, like with most people, it was a really rough year for the industry. This year, things are really starting to pick up. Now that people are getting vaccinated, most of the communities, most or all of their residents are getting vaccinated. Most of their staff are getting vaccinated. So, and now with the governor loosening up restrictions, they can come and visit their loved ones, pretty much anytime they want in their apartments. They can take them out to eat, to lunch, or take them out on a trip somewhere and not have to quarantine when they come back. So that's been really huge, and things have really picked up the last few weeks, and people are getting more comfortable with placing their loved ones in a community.
And we're in a sweet spot being here in Florida too.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
It is helpful, and the weather's better here than pretty much the other.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because
49.
That's why we're out here today filming, right? So,
And
it's not so
that
bad.
plays a big factor in it as well.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of people move here.
Yeah.
To retire.
A lot of my communities are saying they're getting a lot of folks moving down from up north. And you mentioned the weather. If you're nervous about visiting grandma, you can sit with her outside. But the other great thing is they're reinstituting the activities for them.
Huge.
They're dining in the dining rooms instead of in their apartments. So they're not so
Opening
isolated.
it up, yeah, a lot more. Yeah, that's important. Sure.
Well, and that's the one thing that affected everybody during the pandemic. Even those of us who were trying to work, and you're now working from home, and kids are going to school from home, and then someone who has a loved one in assisted living, they were like, all of a sudden you can't see them, and that's kind of scary. But then you also had the flip side of that, where it's like, well, I'm not going to send them. They need help. So what do? I have to work. Do I take care of them? But we did see a big influx of people keeping their loved one at home.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I'm not going to speak for you. You tell me, are you seeing that group of people going, oh, okay, mom and dad needed more help than I thought. I can't do it because I have to work or I have kids. How is that affecting whether people are going back into assisted living?
So they've, in addition to becoming more comfortable now with the idea, also it's forced, people to come together as a family, and so they're more familiar. They're getting more time with their loved one, and through that realizing, oh gosh, mom or dad has really declined. Mm-hmm. We need to start thinking of a plan. What are we going to do? And there are different options. It doesn't always necessarily involve assisted living or memory care. Sometimes, there are other options like home health, adult daycare, respite, short-term respite stays.
And you can help people find all of that. That's the beauty of this whole service. Is, you're not just saying, oh, I'm going to help you find assisted living. You're getting to know them, understand what their needs are, and then helping them make the best decision.
Because assisted living might not be the best option for them.
It might not
so
be.
you really have
or they
to go
just
through.
are afraid of.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So
that's
exactly. Because I get calls all the time from hospitals and rehabs.
Yeah.
And the social workers don't always have the time to really understand
what
their needs are.
Oh my gosh.
Because they're so spread thin. So I just say, hey, just have them call me. I'll take care of them. If they need home health, I know plenty of great home health companies I can refer them to. I'm not going to drag them off to assisted living if that's not right for them.
And we love our case managers and our social workers, and their job is difficult. Then you throw in the pandemic, and people they don't even know what all the resources are out there necessarily, because they're sort of disconnected. Like they know them, but if you don't use it, you lose it, kind of thing, right?
So Jason, why don't you give us an example of going through the process, if you don't mind, real quick?
Sure, absolutely. Last year, right in the midst of the pandemic, I received a referral from a local hospital, actually one right down the street from where we are now, and it was a situation where this person's going to be discharged tomorrow, and we need to find a place for her. And to top
11th hour.
Yeah.
Quick turnaround time. Yeah.
Well, to top it off, so I called the daughter and spoke at length with her about the situation and what she needed, what her mom needed. And I was able to, within about an hour, I sent her a list of places, actually an email with a bunch of pictures and descriptions of the places that I was recommending for her. And because of COVID, a lot of these communities had to implement virtual tours because they weren't allowing in-person tours until late last year. So that's the good thing about COVID. We were able to send her virtual tours of the different communities so she could get a pretty good idea of what they looked like. And then so that when she did come into town, she only had to look at one or two.
Wow.
And
what a relief for her.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about that. Makes sense.
And she actually moved in the next day.
Wow.
And not only that, but turns out she needed an elder law attorney. She needed a mover.
The whole ball of wax, right?
And
So that's,
I
so
was
you really
able
helped
to
her.
connect her with those services
That's
as
awesome.
well.
Great.
So she was able to do everything from home, and then all she had to do was come and move the things and
What a
and get her
relief
mom.
That
must
sounds
be for
very
a family.
comforting that you can encompass all of these things and put the right pieces of the puzzle together, because when I think of a senior advisor, I'm like, oh, well, they're just trying to do a move-in or kind of coordinate what's going on
Right.
to the assisted living. But it seems like you
There's
do
a lot of
all these
pieces.
other different things that
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that what you do is very important.
That's
Yeah.
a fantastic story.
Thanks.
So how do some of our people who are watching this right now, whether it be seniors or advocates or even caregivers, get in touch with you?
It's real easy. You can always call my cell phone, 727-512-2989. My email address is jdavidson@youroasisadvisor.com. You can also go to oasissenior.advisors.com online, /Clearwater. That's my specific website. And there's actually a form on there that they can fill out to submit to me, and I'll get an
Oh.
email
That makes
notification.
it easy.
Yeah, so the social workers, case managers, anyone that wants to refer to me can just go right on there, fill in a few
That's convenient.
fields,
Right.
and
Yeah.
and
professionals around the
click a
hospitals.
button, and I'll get it.
Great.
Excellent.
Well, I want to thank the Central Park Performing Arts Center for allowing us to be out here on this beautiful Parkview Terrace. This is a brand new terrace here. It's available for rentals for parties or weddings. They had a wedding here recently that was just absolutely beautiful. Again,
Great
back to
setting.
the weather in Florida.
Mhm.
But we do want to thank them for letting us be here today. And Jason, we thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
And also find it on Senior Life Publications as well, with your advertisement and all of this information there too as well. And thank you for joining us. If you'd like a free subscription to Senior Life Publication, please give me a call. Again, my name is David Moss. I'm the publisher of Senior Life Publications, covering all of the Tampa Bay market. My phone number directly is 727-430-5180, or you can email me at dmoss, that's DMOSS, at seniorlifepublications.com. Thank you for joining us, and have a great day.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.